This is Steady Mob podcast. My name is Black Mob. Having conversations with people you can't talk to and saying things you can't say. To my right, I have
Angelo Sante. You already know what it is.
Yeah. And today we got
Don Bon Jovi.
Let's go. Yeah, if you could talk towards the mic, that'd be great.
Yeah, no problem.
Oh, you can pull it in if you'd like to, boss.
Okay.
Yeah, yo, this is it, man. Thank you so much for coming out.
Appreciate you, man. I really do.
We try to get you in like the Vlad TV kind of like, look. You see that? You see how it's looking right now?
I like that.
Right over here?
Yeah.
I'm
just saying that vibe, you know what I'm saying?
So it's gonna like
that hot spot, but yo, just be easy with questions.
I'll try, man. Oh my God. Which reminds me, is Vlad part of the culture?
Vlad was part of the culture when he did the mixtape. Do you remember that mixtape? The mixtape that he did with Tupac? He actually made a mixtape where it was based.
He's from LA. He's based out of LA.
He's from LA. So when Vlad was actually in the music business, I feel like that's where he started. But obviously, I think after DJ Drama got arrested and it got locked down for mixtapes, he felt there was a pivot. Now the pivot, it kind of seems that it was more controversial, but I would say originally he did have that like I'm part of the culture type of feeling, and then of course the money came. Right, he made a lot of money.
He did. I think he made most of his money on media.
Yeah, he did. He made a lot of money off media, but I'm just saying like you start off with this origin where you're like I have these hopes and dreams and ambitions, and then suddenly that doesn't work. You pivot, and then suddenly you become famous. Like. I would say Adam 24 is kind of the same thing. No Jumper was more like in the beginning all about dope interviews with ill artists and discovery. But then as the time goes, people are like, fuck the music. Let's get to the controversy.
Get to the fuckery.
Yeah. Let's get to the fuckery because the fuckery gets more exciting, you know?
Which reminds me, he was in Toronto this weekend.
Yeah. It's crazy, man.
He's probably still here.
He most likely is still here. And that's a great thing for Toronto. I just hope that the guys who get... showcase, actually use it,
utilize
not to like do beef, but like put music out, put content out, put things out to like change your life in a positive trajectory. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like Top 5 would have been the hottest thing if you drop music, whether it's good or bad.
Just drop it, bro.
Yeah, because it's like you're doing everything else that everybody would want or doesn't want to do in that aspect of creating attention. Because like, but then you still need to have that piece of product that people can kind of like
I don't want to compare Top 5 to 6ix9ine, but just the charisma. Like when 6ix9ine was at his height and prime, when he was doing his thing with like the red flags and those videos and now they were blowing up. I just feel like Top 5 can do that. And he has like a team of people. I believe that if they're smart, they'll just get the right writers or whoever they need to just enforce that he got it.
A hit, because he
just needs that, right?
He's one away, right?
He is one away. But I mean, like, could he go on tour? Like, after that? Like, could he go on tour?
Well, what's happening right now is, like, you can just do the stream tour. Like, there's so many different things for this new generation.
It's crazy,
changed,
man.
Right? You can just do that.
So I broke it down with Twitch. I think, if you know, you can help me out. With Twitch, I broke it down. I think it's if you get 5 to 10K followers in total, that generates roughly like 5 G's a month US.
Wow. I think that he can probably surpass that simply because of the fact that like he has entertained people in one way or another. I'm not saying it's negative or positive. I'll just say instead that he just keeps people just paying attention to him.
He's actually funny.
Like, he is funny. But so you're saying like there's a future for these kids just sit in front of a computer.
He could possibly be an actor. Like Top 5 is not easy. You know what I mean? Sometimes music is limiting to people who don't really necessarily care about the culture. Like he just wanted to do it as a way to probably do it with the homies, and then it became something bigger. Whereas the guy who's working on that one bar and the intricacy, he's just like, I want it so bad. But then Top 5 comes because of the charisma. So that's where a lot of artists, I guess, could learn is like being more charismatic, you know?
And he's always at it since I've known him. Like he's always had that energy. And it's like, of course you have the negative aspect of it, but the positiveness about it is like that what's the word I'm looking for? That courage or that
charisma.
No, just being confident.
Oh, yeah,
That confidence.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? So,
100%.
like, if you even feel like you're even just a slint more talented than him, you'd be like, yo, like, this is the confidence I should be having.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You know, it's so funny you said that too, because when I think about top 5, I watched like something recently about like his origin and how he played ball. So like him and his brothers were like,
his brother's a big baller.
Big baller. So like that's discipline.
Yeah.
So like he obviously had discipline to do something, and you know what I mean? A lot of ballers make that transition to rap.
For sure.
Like, so like whether they like it or not, it's like it's something about maybe the drills, the consistency of doing it, being your own competition, and then like going out there, you know. So
that's a good analogy.
Jungle's a city of ballers. A lot of people who know. Yeah, like I was there for a little stint. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, like his brother scored 103 points in a high school game. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like
in a high school game.
In a high school game. So it's like it's real in the field out there.
Gone clear. Rest in peace. You know what I mean? If he had got a chance, you see, if that had been America or somewhere else, someone would have been calling. Some sort of sponsor would have been like, get on the line with this kid.
I think he went to school in the U.S. after that.
Yeah. Okay.
He went to school in the U.S. after that. So what? He's kind of short. Homie's kind of short. I think he's under 5'9", or is he?
I don't know exactly his height. I think he's like my height, if anything.
It's hard,
like,
man.
Well, yeah,
it's hard,
definitely.
Man.
He played collegiate level, like he played D1.
Okay, dope.
He played under I forgot his there's a player who played for Portland and he ended up coaching the team. So like he did his thing, you know what I'm saying?
That's
but of
sick,
course
man.
You gotta have those driving forces and that attention to kind of
take it to the next level.
Go to your way, especially if you're someone who's like under the expected height or like undersized.
Yeah.
They need you to have something else that you could bring to the table to attract the fans. Like if you look like Isaiah Thomas, he had that like, oh, he was the last pick in the draft type of a story that kind of drove everybody to kind of like coordinate like how he was and then going to like
becoming the best player.
Celtics
Yo,
and stuff
athletes
like
are artists in their own way, right? Because what it is that you put in this work on the back end, practicing, playing at lower leagues or whatever, you grow, and then eventually you meet like an agent who kind of tries to make that story for you. So some people naturally just had the story before, whereas others don't. You know, some people just, they're sick, been consistent, but you don't really hear anything about them. Some are like the playground legends too. There's like guys we all grew up with that were like, yo, that guy's nice.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? But
everybody has them.
That transition of the game, that was the one thing. Like my boys didn't want to do SATs, so that was a big thing. Is like they could have had the chance to get the full ride, but they were just like, nah, I'll do something else. You know.
And also, I remember basketball. Basketball changed a whole lot. We'll get into that in a second.
Yeah.
Who was the best rapper?
Best rapper for
NBA basketball player rapper.
That's crazy. But the first person that I can think of who I like, was Shaq. As a kid, I was just like, yo,
I like Shaq too.
Shaq was the charisma. It wasn't the barred up thing. It goes back to like, why did I like rap as a kid? I liked it based on charisma. Because when you would see something, you'd be like, oh, this is dope. And then you listen to it, it was easy to digest. As we get older, after we come out of that charisma and we find ourselves with, you know, expanding taste, then we're like, nah, the most lyrical is this guy or this person. But like Shaq
was doing that
joint with him and Notorious B.I.G.
Oh, shit,
Can't Stop the Rain.
Can't Stand the Rain.
Crazy that is fire. Like, yo, Shaq, Biggie was nice on that record, but they both came off nice on that.
Man.
One wasn't carrying the other. It was just
but who was yours? Who's your personal rapper?
It's a toss-up between Iverson and Kobe.
Iverson, I don't know, but
I like Iverson. I like Iverson because he tried.
I like Iverson as a player.
He's going by Jewels or something.
Crazy, but I like them. I like them because he was.
Kobe was actually cool. When he passed, Shaq released a track that they had that was like unreleased, and I'm like, yo, this is fire, like you know. So I was like, okay, that's kind of lit. I think a person that's up there as well as Damian Lillard.
Oh yeah,
Lillard, for sure.
He's a natural. He's a natural.
If I'm talking now,
he's a natural. He's definitely natural.
I think there's one person that we're missing. Somebody who's kind of doing their thing, but I know there's a few like honorable mentions, but like I wouldn't say that their music kind of piqued my ear like what's the name? Stack 5, like Steven Jackson. I know he did it, but I wasn't really.
Which one of the Ball brothers raps again?
Oh,
I forgot, man.
Jello.
Yeah, so Jello, you know the thing with Jello is I was talking to my boy about that is like it's charisma with him.
Absolutely.
It's not rap.
Yeah.
Because he didn't know that was gonna blow up like that. But you know what? I like the fact that he's running with it.
I feel like it's like
I might swerve or something like that. Yeah. But it's catchy. And the thing is, because it sounded like something that Juvenile.
Yeah. It sounded like the 99 and 2000s.
It sounded like that long white tee music. You know what I mean?
Is he from Louisiana?
No, he's from LA.
He's from Los Angeles. He's from Los Angeles. The Ball brothers are all from Los Angeles.
You know what's so crazy about hip hop now? Hip hop is not regional any longer.
No,
it's not regional. It's not like anybody from New York can sound like he's from the down south or vice versa. You know what I mean? It's crazy.
You can sound like pretty much anybody and be like, yo, you be from Alaska, China, or wherever, and you find yourself sounding like, yo, this person doesn't sound like they're from this area.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's accepted. So.
I mean, that was like, I guess, the gate in the past where it's like, if you're from here, you have to come out sounding like here. Right? This is the only way we'll accept it. Now there's a broad spectrum of how you're releasing your music. So I guess the gatekeepers are no longer responsible or have a hold on you on how you present your music. You can present yourself as someone who's from Alaska. Like, you know what I'm saying? And right now that's what people are doing. Like, okay, all these positions are filled. Okay, I see that the center is open. So let me just present myself as a center. And then if I like to keep myself as a center, or I can branch off and just be like, no, I want to play the 3 or I want to play the 4. Because I feel like that's what Post Malone did. You know,
I was gonna say that
he came that avenue. You know, he came with that, which I like. The White Iverson is dope.
Oh man, I was listening to it the other day.
But then he kind of swung out of it and went into the more pop or whatever genre that you like to say. And like, there's been videos of him in the past, and he just wasn't in the urban side of music. And I feel like maybe someone gave him a tip and said, hey, you know what, like, as far as like, if you want to get this popping, start off this avenue. And if you like it,
Justin Timberlake did the same thing.
Yep.
Because if you're going to think, that was the first example that I was thinking about. I was like, yo, Justin Timberlake did that.
Yep.
He came through it in sync. He needed to get like that rebirth of like why people like him.
Yep.
But the thing with Justin Timberlake is that like his whole origin is that he's a Mickey Mouse Club kid. Like he was like, so those kids were all like under tutelage to like be great if you allow yourself to be expanding on it. So like doing this stuff with Pharrell, that album was sick.
We got that first track with Clips.
Yeah, Clips.
It's crazy.
Timberland. Shoot,
it's
bro.
It's crazy because Pharrell said that that album was for MJ.
Right.
Yeah, he just passed it.
Imagine Clips on that song, Like I Love You.
Yeah, that would be crazy. Clips and MJ.
That'd be nuts.
No, I don't see it. I can't see it.
Yeah. Yo, honestly, I don't know, man.
I can hear MJ on those like Justin Timberlake tracks.
Like I Love You, though?
For sure.
Like I Love You is the first one.
Yeah.
Doom, doom, doom. Doom.
Yeah.
I got it.
Yeah, I can hear it. I can hear it. Because
went right. Yeah, I don't know.
I can hear something, man, because Mike has some stuff where the video I remember is it's with him and Naomi Campbell. And the song, it's like an upbeat record.
I know you're talking about.
That's
he's running up on her and everything?
No, in the closet or something.
Yeah.
Like that.
So the whole tempo of the song, it's the same kind of thing. If you listen to that and mix it with the Pharrell and blend it, they both are.
He might even tell you that
BPM.
was probably a reference.
Yeah, could be.
Because they definitely sound very similar.
And then the cadence.
Yeah,
and I know that Pharrell will be coaching him with the ill vocals because that's Pharrell's ill at that
for sure.
They said that we're going on a tangent here, but they said Michael Jackson was a fucking Crip.
Yo, I saw him throwing up some signs in some.
I feel like he was doing it out of like respect for the people that he brought through together, because apparently the people who were actually in the video were actually beefing in real life, and he said, "Yo, like you
Which
guys
one?
can
Beat It?
Yeah, I think so.
I think it was Beat It.
Yeah, he said, "Yo, you guys can pull up to my video as if you guys are willing to squash it, or maybe just put it aside for the sake of, and and like, you know what I mean."
Well, I think that's the human side of Michael Jackson that we didn't get a chance to see because it was no social media. Imagine if we got a chance to actually see how Mike was amongst people.
And when he's a young guy.
It probably would have changed the perception of a lot of things. And even when he had that controversy about him and the children or whatever, if we had known, like, seeing him before, we'd be like, nah. No way.
Honestly, I was a kid and, like, just internally through my gut, I knew that wasn't so. Like, I don't know. I couldn't explain it, but I'm just like, there's no way this guy was that. Because from what my experience or I've seen, like if someone has a doubt or like you see any stint of that, they tend to like mask it and hide it away too much. But he was still willing to be open and just be like, yo, like I'm still bringing the kids over. They can still do whatever they want, you know. But there's a theory out there. There's an urban legend that he beat up Tupac. So
I was gonna get to that too. It's because of Quincy's daughter.
Yeah.
I had heard something about that, but you know what? He is from a pretty rough place. He's from Indiana. And I've been to Chicago and when you, in my journey, we drove.
On the drive-through, you have to go get through Gary, Indiana.
Yeah. So Gary has like the casino there and everything. And when you go there, it ain't no joke. Indiana is no joke at all. So like the Jacksons, they were raised in real poverty, man. Like the unemployment rate is super high there. There's not much of anything. So like he still has that grit. But you know, he's been removed from it. But yeah, this whole situation with him and Pac, it could possibly be real, man, because there was a lot of shit going on behind the scenes that we wouldn't know about.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, like, look at it. They're saying that P Diddy's a freak beyond freak. Imagine how do we know like P Diddy likes dressing into like hijabs and like licking men's cum off of, you know what I'm saying?
Yo, man, I think the hardest thing...
Imagine we knew that about P Diddy back then. Like,
all I could say is the hardest thing for me as a person who grew up as a child seeing this guy with Biggie and things like that, and then all these great productions that this person has become a part of, it's like,
it's not being
how do you remove that?
Yeah.
Like, that's the part that is going to be really hard for a lot of people who grew up seeing that or thinking about like, yo, Sean John was fire back in the day, and how many people were inspired to create their own clothing lines because we saw Puff do it. So it's like fucked up. Right?
I feel like I feel like it started with R. Kelly, and that's where I kind of learned to like kind of compartmentalize and just be like, yo, listen, this is the art and this is the person. Now, as far as R. Kelly, like, I'm not gonna be the first one. Yo, let me get that Step in the Name of Love. But if it's bumping, I'm not gonna turn it off because
yo, man,
it is what it is.
Step in the Name of Love still gets played in mad dance.
You know what I'm saying?
Mad dance.
But I'm not gonna be the first one to request it in all silence. Like, yeah, let me hear that. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I feel about it. You know.
I bet you if you play Fiesta tonight in a club, it'll still be popping. Like people will go nuts.
It's still bumps, but it's just the fact that these are people who've made decisions. I guess it's an abuse of power. That's the best way I could say it. Like, it's an abuse of power. Like, they worked hard to obtain like the power, then they abused it. So like those examples that we just used, I just feel like these are guys who kind of did what they wanted to do. Were rarely told no.
Yeah.
A lot of the companies were like in cahoots with them, or like, nah, these guys are bringing a lot of money for us, you know?
Or they were entwined into it, or they just
I think
had to follow the order of this is how it goes. So you have to like accept it and join in, right? So in that come up, we see a lot of people who either fell off or we thought fell off, but really probably like, yo, I'm not with this. So however you want to draw the picture, I fell off or I got kicked out or whatever, you can draw that picture, but I'm not rocking with this. So I'm just going to go this way.
Yeah.
So like later on, I started realizing like in my late 20s, I'm like, bro, like being a one-hit wonder is probably the best thing to happen.
Yeah.
Pop, have your record, go to the clubs, do your little 1-2 shows, represent your city, get your little money. Of course, it's not gonna be a lot because of the label, whatever. Then you can go back to just being a regular human where people are like, hey, what happened to you? Well, but you get back to your life. You don't have to conform and continue this barrage of keeping up with the Jones and all these type of things. So
like Chameleonaire is a perfect example of that, actually.
I wouldn't say he's a one hit because he had a few bangers.
True that. And I think he had a little stint. He had like a what was it, from 2000 and I want to say 2004.
Mims would probably be kind of considered that because Mims was like one of those people who came with a big record.
Yeah.
Yo, that record was on BT.
Unstoppable.
You know, I talked to Mims. He's doing his thing. Like, he's comfortable with everything.
No, but I would say that he probably was a shrewd business person because if you listen to how many samples are on This Is Why I'm Hot, he basically probably did like a back-end business merger with all these people to be like, yo, I'm going to ensure this is a hit. Because he has mad on the remix or whatever.
Yeah.
There was like Mobb Deep. There were like several samples on it. And I'm like, that's a back-end business move where he's like, we're going to eat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then he put Junior Eat on the thing.
Yeah.
So basically, If you go to New York or you go to places that have urban Caribbean, that always gets played.
Yeah.
So he strategically knew what was going on. So that guy's smart.
Yeah. I think he's also Jamaican too.
Yeah.
So he did his thing. Like that's man. I
some records I feel like you just gotta charge it to the game. Like, okay, this is positioned for just worldwide dominance and appearance or getting attention, and then this is the one that's the bread and butter. So it's always gonna come in line, and it's like maybe this one's not making me money, but this was the main one. So if people don't have this one, they're gonna play this one. If you play this one, this is the one I'm getting the money out of. So it's like you gotta play that kind of.
I think too. I was thinking about genres when you were saying that, and I'm like, hip hop and urban has the most pressure because of radio and how it's been embraced. Country and other types of genres, rock, they don't necessarily have to worry so much about that. Even pop can just put through a clean marketing ad, put it on some like commercial, and suddenly everybody likes it. Whereas hip hop is like, does it play in the party?
You need this, you need a remix, all of this.
You gotta have the chain and everything else in order to put that. Yeah.
like I won't lie. Growing up, like Bryan Adams was heavy rotation on the radios.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And he was like a heavy hitter back in the day, like he was before the Celine Dion's and whatnot. But like, right now, like urban wise, like of course we have the Drakes and whatnot, but it's like even with that, like I think I did like my statistics, seeing a few things.
Yeah.
As far as like per capita, we still don't show as much love to the number one artist in music,
I know,
compared to other countries, right? And for someone who reps home all the time, people are, how come we're not getting this? How come we're not getting this?
About that.
And it's like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'll give you my theory. I call it the proximity bias because we're too close to it.
Oh, for sure.
So what happens is that these people don't know the back ends or the backstories or the cousin who's part of OVO or the homie that's part of it or someone who knows somebody who knows somebody who knows Drake.
Yeah.
So the proximity bias is something that sometimes we take for granted.
Yeah.
So what happens in most cases when you have that proximity bias, what happens is artists leave. Yeah. Artists leave. They don't make themselves approachable. The difference between Drake and a lot of other superstars is that he's still fairly approachable. Like, whereas others are like shrewd, like you're not gonna see them.
Yeah.
Sometimes you even see like Justin Bieber spazzing out on people because they're walking up to him.
Yeah.
Like Drake will probably never do that ever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He understands like, I was an underdog for a long time. So like his approachability is a big part of his brand.
And it's definitely, it's hard because that aspect of separation can make or break how the viewer see you, right? For example, I always break this example. If I seen Beyonce go in the Loblaws, am I going to pay $1,000 to go see her perform? Nah. So that's why the element of like surprise or like not being so visible kind of helps that like
we're talking about that
artistry or that person to kind of like, okay, like let me see this person, right? But just again, like if you're my neighbor and you become the number one artist in the world, I'm not gonna turn around and be like, oh my God, like I'm just like, that was my neighbor.
I just think the thing is though with Drake's whole situation is that he had Degrassi first.
Right.
So like growing up on a show and then people seeing you and then knowing you're from Toronto.
Yeah.
It's just like there's a bias. If he had just come out of nowhere and popped up and it was just like, this guy's music's sick, maybe there would be more of a susceptibility to just be like, I'm in it. But also we live in Toronto or Ontario where it's, I don't know what people want all the time. That's the one thing. Like
that too. We have a lot of followers, and it's like people are just waiting to see
honestly,
who the
if you're
leaders
an artist
are.
And you can afford, just slap on like a Vibes Cartel, and you'll blow up on certain kind of cuts. Because that's the one thing I notice is like when I go to these parties, they're playing records that are like 10 years old. They're never running no new tunes, and I'm like, why is this?
But that's also because like for the last 10 years we've been playing ops music.
But I'm saying,
I feel like I think it's the effort. I think it's the effort to the DJs because a lot of DJs they'll have their mix and everything like that and whatnot. And then, like for example, if I was a DJ and someone wanted a record played on my mix, I'm probably not gonna mix it in today because like I'm going to mix it in where people are going to enjoy the music. But what's happening is people are getting requested songs. Of course, people are going to pay $1,000, $100, $200, buy a DJ a bottle. So they're going to play the song. But they're playing the song from start to finish. The number one song in the world doesn't get paid from start to finish.
Nah, it doesn't.
So why are we doing, like, going out of the norm to do it for a record that no one cares about? So then already when you're vibing, now you're dancing with a girl, now you hear it, and you start a song from zero and it's like slow intro and now everyone's waiting and they're being impatient.
No, but I was saying the reason why that happens, like the repeat of the records, is because a lot of the time it's like it's not from here. Because a lot of this record, the dance hall, the hip hop, I'm talking about hip hop that's not from Toronto. We're more susceptible to listen to it because they got hot somewhere else.
Yeah, we respect stuff that's here.
Yeah. So with us, the problem is that we don't want to make our own selves hot. Yeah. And I don't know why that is. It's like there's a psychology if I make you hot, and it has a lot to do with I'm going to be real because I'm not even that. My background's Jamaican, and I'll be real, we move aggressive. So when it comes to like wanting to be the top, it's hard for a man to say, oh, that guy is the top or top. They'll say it behind his back.
Yeah.
Oh, yo, that's the top shot. That's the illest man. Yeah. But to his face, it's like a pride thing. So our pride is hurting us sometimes. When we see people really getting to that level, instead of giving them the kudos and playing their music and getting them hot in the city, we're like, nah. We're looking for some form of weakness. Yeah. We're looking for some sort of, yo, he fell down. Yo, that's a waste man. There's always some trying to hate a man who's just talented. That's the problem. Like, done the backstory. Because when we listen to vibes and all those things, we didn't know all those backstories. We like them. If we listen to whoever we listen to in America with the drill or in the UK, we don't know them, bro. We just want to just listen to the music. Here,
I think the idea of knowing a little bit of the person kind of plays a big role into it too. Like, oh, I heard da-da-da-da-da. But like, if that person is completely far and he sound dope, you're only focused on the music. But
exactly.
Like you said, in proximity, it's like, oh, I heard that this guy dissed my cousin's friend, so I'm gonna...
Yo, it could be simple as, yo, a guy went to school and he was a nerd.
Yeah.
Or, yo, that man got pure straight A's. Because even that, I'll be real, we're from Toronto. So, like, the people that I went to school with, like, some of them weren't good in grades, man. Like, so, like, you didn't tell people, yo, I'm getting A's in the class. Yeah. You just shut up. Because if you did, then people would think that you were weak.
It's terrible.
You know what I mean? And that's a terrible way of thinking, like you said. But it was just a common thing. Yeah. So, a lot of the times, I think in Toronto, guys are waiting for, like, the Jeezy type of rapper. But I'll be real, the real Jeezy rappers, they're too hot to go rap. They know the minute they go rap, they're arrested.
They're done.
Like, right? So they want the real gunners, but the real gunners, they know if I go take a story and say stuff in my music, it may not translate the way you think, and then I go get myself high. You know what I mean?
Speaking of Jeezy, his kid graduated university like 3 or 4 years ago. Mm-hmm. And like he was telling guys to trap or die, you know, like trap or die, trap or die, trap or die. And meanwhile, he's pushing his kid through university. I mean, like, is that...
But I mean, I feel like as a parent, you're kind of responsible for your own child. Mm-hmm. Even like if you look at a Joe Budden podcast, Jadakiss was someone, I think all three of them went to private school, if I'm not mistaken, and also did well in school, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, of course, they fall into that category of not professing or saying that, we used to get straight A's and B's and stuff like that. But I don't think, like, they're completely hiding it. But it's like, if you know, you know. But we're not going to, like, put it out there like, we're the brightest people of the bunch type of thing, because that wasn't the coolest thing to do.
Yo, the easiest way I can think about that is like the mafia or the Colombian cartel. They all have kids that they probably put through school to change the situation. The Kennedys is probably the greatest example in history. Yeah. Their father was one of the biggest bootleggers in all of North America, and he sold whiskey illegally through Canada. And he brought it into America, where during Prohibition, you weren't allowed to sell liquor. Yeah. And what he did is he amassed that money to create a dynasty. John F. Kennedy was a dynasty. His son, his other brother, they were two guys who became presidents damn near. John F. Kennedy became a president. Yeah. His brother was going to become a president. Yeah. Got killed. Yeah. He created a legacy that was big. So like with Jeezy selling dope, I know obviously he doesn't want his son to do that. You're right about the fact that like he's still projecting that image to other men. Yeah. But I think sometimes when they're giving a message, you got to listen to the in-betweens. Yeah. It might be like, yo, sell sandwiches. Look at that dude who sells the chopped cheeses, for example. For sure. The beverage. Baby. I mean, the guy blew up.
Can't forget the Bev.
Can't forget the Bev. Yo, the man, I rate him. He's selling sandwiches, and I know he's getting paid. Every time those guys go there, it's not a free thing.
No, for sure.
They pay him.
Yeah.
So I rate that. All this guy's doing is making sandwiches and making entertainment, but pay attention to his wrist.
Yeah, you saw those Pateks.
And not only Pateks, Rollies. Pay attention to his wrist. And they're never iced.
Oh, and he has new teeth too. Bro,
I pay attention to the fact that like he built something and it's building bigger. So when it comes to the streets, like you said, it's more about just like pushing the generation to be like, you don't gotta do this. Yeah. Even when Trap or Die might be moving sandwiches. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So like, I try to think of that.
You gotta understand, it's like, it's a business, right? Mm-hmm. Like, I look at it like how you're talking about serving pies and all you want to call it. Same thing as McDonald's. If you franchise a McDonald's business, you serving the same poison to the community. Of course, it's franchised and it looks prettier and it has a yellow M and it's more inviting and it may kill you less than the other way, which the other way is more grittier and nasty looking, but you're still serving the same thing, right? So I look at it in that aspect. I'm not vouching for any of it, but I'm just saying, like, when it comes out to it, if that's what they want you to serve, it's like you gotta serve it, and you know, in between there, or when you have conversations with people, I hope your conversation is like, yo, you know, you don't really need to do this and this, that, and the third. This is the alternative that you could do to this, that, and the third. Okay, I gotta get on the stage. I gotta perform for the people for what they're asking of me, right? So,
yeah, man. Yeah, that was crazy. What do you have going on right now?
Right now, I'm actually about to put out a new project called Extended Stay.
Okay.
I dropped a project around February called Airbnb. It stands for Artist in Residence, Built Never Bought. And that was a pairing between me and the producer Blind Vibrations. So I've been putting that out, and I put it out through Bandcamp. So I've started all my stuff through doing Bandcamp. I'm going to have it on the DSPs very soon. But why I'm doing it is that I'm trying to info mine. I'm really trying to get to the knit and grit of who likes what I like. And then reach out to them and try to give them something in return, whether it be in the form of music, it be in the form of content, anything that I can kind of discover. Because, you know, when we are on Spotify, you amass these numbers, but you don't know who and where and why. Yeah. And we want to kind of like get those questions and be able to like provide service in return for that. So I decided to do that. So we're on the second re-up of my music after dropping that project. I'm doing this project Extended Stay right now. It's going to be a new EP with my collaborator Blind Vibrations. And I'm just looking forward to just like dropping it. And the whole gist of Airbnb, the project was about getting away. Airbnb obviously is a place that we go when we book a stay. So I created like an imaginary sense of like using music as the escape. The music in that project was like therapeutic, almost like revelations almost. I had gone through a lot. So I decided to put it into music. And now Extended Stay, I've decided to stay a few more days. And with me staying a few more days, I'm going to have some more collaborative partners on it as well.
What's up, man?
Dope.
And visuals are coming through too?
Yeah, visuals, everything, man. Just like how I did that visual the other few weeks back with Pain. I want to kind of like create other different things. As an artist, man, there's so much ways you can put your music out. Right
now, we're at a great time with AI.
Yeah.
AI is doing it. Like, you can do anything with AI.
It's embracing it, but also embracing your own ideas. Because unfortunately what happens is that there's going to be a lot of copies. But if you allow yourself to kind of just integrate who you are into what you're doing and using, whatever platform it is, whether it be you naturally doing it or AI, it will always stand out. So that's the most important thing, is AI is an addition, not the whole thing. Yeah, because that's the problem, right? Like a lot of guys just want to be like, yo, I'll just AI and ChatGPT my whole plan, but I'm not going to do shit. And it's like, it doesn't work like that.
No, it doesn't work like that.
If you have a wider reference, like you know what you want, you know exactly what you're saying, yeah, it's a great aid.
Yeah, it's supportive in a blueprint, and then after you kind of fine tune it.
Yeah, for sure. I use AI just to shade in whatever I need. Like it's just a shade. Like I have the picture ready. All I gotta do is shade it, and that's when AI comes in for me.
Dope. Yeah. I had a question. I know in regards to music, I always look at it in the sense of the music is the car.
Yeah.
But I always tell artists, like, where are you going with it? So pretty much like what's your goal with it, or like your direction in which you're trying to do? Like it could be as simple as it can be, or it could be as grand as.
All right. Well, with my music, I want to be able to tell a story and a narrative of a human being who has fell down, gotten up, and continues to go through things, who grows through things. Try to show a story of people who've been in the city and have lived in housing and maybe didn't have the opportunity to go to a next ends because they were afraid. So I want to try to show like there's so much more out here for the young men and women in Toronto. Sometimes it's just a matter of just getting out of your neighborhood. It's just a matter of just talking to someone that you wouldn't expect to. So like my music, that's what I want to do. So I take like bits and pieces of the old of hip hop and things I was influenced by. And then I try to put in brand new feelings and elements. So like my end goal is to speak for us as an Ontarian and someone who loves Canada. And I want to be able to do that in the world. I want to go around the world and be able to be an ambassador for our country. I've been through a lot. I've seen a lot. My experiences have been a lot that I put in my music. So I want to kind of show people like, we're not crash outs as much as you think. And it's not always your farm and all that. Like when you see all of that and you don't understand the origin and then you think it's funny, I don't take it as humor. It's not funny to me. When people say certain things, when we talk certain ways, you have to understand that it was kind of like brother to brother situation. Like if you didn't know us, we're not going to talk to you like that. We're not going to break no slangs to you. We're going to talk straight. We're going to be like, who are you? I don't know you. And you know Toronto. Toronto's a place. If we don't know you, the first thing we'll say is, yo, who is that guy?
Yeah.
That was all the time.
Yeah.
And it goes as simple as even the dap. Like, you know, even the way you shake hands with someone.
Big facts.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, dope. That's actually eye-opening because I remember growing up in the neighborhood and like some people didn't even leave the block unless they were going to work and they come right back and it's like, bro, like there's so much of the city that you can explore, you know?
Yo, it's so sad, bro. Because you have your brethren, so you tell them because you go out there and you're like, yo, it's like dipping your toe in the water to make sure the temperature is good. So you do that and you're like, yo, fam, you should go. The water is good. And they're like, nah, man. Or yo, maybe tomorrow, dog. Or, yo, you're a man that likes to try new things, right? Because that's how a lot of the guys are. They're just not comfortable. They're not comfortable, you know? And I want to make sure that if there's a kid in housing that's artsy and wants to learn different things that like that alternative. You know what I mean? I decided to just go outside of my neighborhood and go to different places and expose myself to different things. And I want to share that with people, but also say, yo, I've been through some of the stuff you've been through too. So I understand it.
That's dope.
Finish the sentence, all right? Toronto would be better if...
Toronto would be better if we can make more money. Why?
Like artistically or...
Well, just if money was flowing. Like, money's not flowing right now, right? So, like...
Shaky.
I'm seeing, like, a lot of things happening. We're seeing a lot of people taking penitentiary chances where before we would go look for work.
Yeah.
From the youth not being able to find summer jobs to, like, older people being like, man, I got laid off, or every minute you see a strike. So, like, money's not flowing right now, man. So, Toronto would be better if money was flowing, because then we would be inclined to spend more. We would be inclined to go book those concerts for that local talent. Yeah. Or if you got a fashion line, be inclined to go spend that little $50 on a t-shirt.
Yeah.
But when you don't have it, you're going to hold that tight. Yeah. You know what I mean?
It's kind of a glitch. They found a way in the employment sector how to like cheat everybody, right? Because they're like, if we hire people, then we got to give them pension. We got to give them this. Mm-hmm. So they found a glitch and they said, yo, listen, this is what we're going to do. We're going to hire people, and right before they reach, they get over the orientation stage to be actually a full part-time or full-time, we're going to say we don't have work and lay them off. and keeps the cycle going.
For sure. Also, the situation that happened recently is the LMIA. It's like an act where they allowed immigrants to come in. And what would happen is that these immigrants would pay like extraneous prices to get
here,
the actual permit or whatever. But then when they work, they're being charged at a minuscule rate. So they're making below minimum wage.
Mm-hmm.
So the influx of all the immigrants coming, they're under the LMIA. And if you don't know about it, I would definitely tell you to look into it because it's something that affects people who've done the work.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing wrong with immigrants coming in, but like a lot of people are doing it in a crooked ways now.
Yeah.
So they're spending like up to $40K for this permit so that they can work in Subway, work in Tim Hortons.
You see them everywhere.
Yeah, these situations are happening because the employers want the kickback.
Yeah.
You get $10,000 per head that you hire. So if you hire and you know that this person is not that, but they still get paid, but I don't have to pay the minimum wage, and I still get $10,000 for it, I'm doing it.
For sure.
Now, I don't agree with it. I don't agree with it at all. So like, that's why I'm versing this now because I'm on a platform where I can discuss it. I believe that immigrants do have the right to get an opportunity to work. But the Ontario government needs to fix up because it's affecting all of us.
I know about this stuff. It's effectively slavery.
Yeah, it's effectively slavery. These people are burning out. I'm seeing some people that I care for, like working to the bone, trying to make money. You know what I mean? And it's like, it's not easy. It's not easy at all.
And I feel like for the next generation, it's like for us to kind of like see what's going on and kind of like be the evolution of it. So like, as much as our parents are like, yo, go to school and make sure you become something. Like now it's like, do or die. Like if you don't do it, you're gonna lose yourself in that race of trying to like, okay, you didn't put yourself in educational setting that puts you over the top and that type of thing, and now you're shaking it and doing all these things, and then that's where those penitentiary risks come into play.
Scamming is at all-time high because it has the least charge. Like you can scam and come home. It's not selling drugs. So like a lot of people are just like, if I can learn some Bitcoin scams or whatever, I'll be home. You know what I mean? I'll be home anytime and take the risk. And a lot of the times I would say that because of Instagram and social media, a lot of people just live like for the now.
Yeah.
Like I'll deal with those chances later. If I got to do that, all right. But at least I had that phone money to my ear. I was smiling with it.
And I fucked the baddest bitch that week.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Got the telly things, did everything I needed to do. And now I'm back on the square one or whatever.
Right now you gotta buy her flowers. You gotta make sure you bring in there the Harbor 60. You make sure you got the sickest whip. You gotta have either you had the crib or you got the.
But the thing is, what is their intention? They want to just fuck it or they want to keep? Because it's like, because it's a lot of the situation is the politic is a lot of guys just want to fuck and they do that, and it's just like. I don't value that. If you just keep it real with someone and say, yo, this is the situation and you see that I'm fly and you like me.
Yeah.
You like me because most women, if they see a fly guy, they're not going to ask for no money. It's like how you talk, right?
Yeah.
If you know how to talk, you could be like in a white tee and some Air Force Ones and be able to say, yo, I'm talking to the baddest one in here.
Yeah. But a lot of people don't know how to talk. And so they mask it with everything else.
Yeah, I know.
Right? So...
And these women know that. So they're just like, just send a check for me. I don't really want to, I just need my nails done.
Yeah.
Need my hair done. All right, cool.
Those are the worst though, by the way.
Do you think they're the worst or the situation?
Listen, I'll be honest. I always like to just put yourself in someone else's perspective.
Mm-hmm.
Now, as far as a man goes, guys will do whatever they can to like, if they're just going for the qualms, that's what they're going to do, whatever to get it. So if you flip or reverse it, if that's what she's trying to do, then that's what she's gonna do. You're gonna be Tuesday, that guy's gonna be Thursday, this guy's gonna be Friday's meal, and then kind of keep it moving. Now, is there substance out there? Definitely. Just like there's substance in music, but it's not the one that's gonna be promoted to you. You gotta dig deep and find it. Just like when you go to Zara, there's gonna be a shirt that costs $20 on the mannequin right in front of you that you can pick up. But if you dig deep in the store, you'll actually find that same similar shirt, just slightly off, for $10 deep inside. But you had to go ahead and dig into it.
I just think it's a double-edged sword, to be honest with you, because the fact of the matter is that if a guy's going to do what he want to do, you know what I mean? A woman's going to do what she want to do, especially in this time where the information is available. Now, from women have period, men want to talk. You know what I mean? So the situation is these women have to deal with male figures coming up to them and saying, yo, I want to talk to you. I want to talk to you. I want to be with you. I want to be with you. And they could read between the bullshit and the not bullshit. So a lot of the women who now take advantage of it is probably because for a long time they did let the John that was a good guy come in and he didn't have to put in no work. He could have just slid in and said hello. And then what happens is he broke her heart. Yeah. So after that, she's just like, check it. You just gotta pay. You gotta pay. Like, if eventually I may back off on the money, but for now, I want to see if you're really to open up your pockets because some of these guys sell these women dreams. So definitely. Like, you gotta kind of see the double-edged sword of that.
Yeah. I hear that definitely for sure. Because like, yo, let me get at least my minimum out of it. So it's like, if you do skate off, it's like, yo, like, at least, you know?
Yeah, I got my shit and it is what it is. I still kept my dignity. In what situation, you still have to work for whatever you wanted to get. So a lot of the times, these men who are throwing the money in front of a woman, she's just like, all right, cool. If that's what you got for me, that's what you got for me. And that's what it is.
Man, that's terrible. I personally don't talk to women who, like, if like in the first conversation she says, or like the first month, yo, I'm short on rent. Or I need my nails done. It's like, nah, no thanks. I'm done. I don't care how bad you are. I'm just moving away from that.
Honestly, man, when it comes to women, it's just you just have to understand that some women just want to see that you're stable. So if you bring the right talk to them and show them that you're a stable person, you're not gonna bring no foolishness to you, and you just know it. Yeah, because you gotta set the pace for all of that. Because the situation is in Toronto is that there's enough girls, enough women. So girls and women are two different things. Yeah. Girls might be like women who are not educated on everything. And then there's a woman who's like, yo, when you're with me, I'm going to hold you down, but it's going to cost you. You got to do this, that, and the third. Yeah. But this is the benefit. Yeah, I'm going to make sure, yo, if money's stash, yo, you're giving me something. If any situation happens, I got you. Whereas a girl would be like, I'm just going to go spend that on nails and my clothes and go eat and do all those other things. But you know, you only have a window of time before, like, you become a woman. So as a girl, you have your fun. But when you become a woman, you can't do that as much. Yeah. Men get away with that. Men can do what we want until... If we take care of ourselves, like Robert De Niro and Pacino got 2 people pregnant in their 70s, damn near 80s. Like, yo, we can do that. Yeah. Men can do that. If we take care of ourselves, we can... In our prime, we can still hold it down in our 60s if we want to have fun. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Well, women,
I can't wait, bro.
Women can't.
I'm planting the seeds now for that. I'm telling you right now. I'm watching when I'm eating.
Yeah, why not, right?
I'm definitely be there.
We're having the ability to do it more and more. Unfortunately, women don't. That window closes for them.
It's crazy, man. So I'm gonna ask you another question.
Yeah.
Here. Are you a flat earther?
Nah, man. I believe the world is round, man, and I don't really get into all those conspiracy theories. I at least not that type of conspiracy theory. You know what I mean?
What are conspiracies that you get into?
Trying to think if I'm right off bat. Nothing really strikes me that I've really been into any theories or anything that's crazy. No.
Did the CIA kill Malcolm X?
Honestly, just the power of being a person of color and seeing the things that he said, there's always a possibility, especially in America, because it is a prison state. So because it is a prison state, the ability for the incarceration level to grow, they don't want to see another Malcolm X or Martin Luther King. So killing those type of people would probably be in their best interest.
Scaring people off.
What do you think about Michelle Obama being a Michael?
Oh,
about a what?
A Michael.
What's that?
I'll go first. It's a theory. It's a conspiracy. It's a right wing conspiracy theory. Mm-hmm. Even brothers think that sometimes too. They believe that Obama's wife is a male.
Why?
Her real name is Michael. Because they use examples online that she's muscular, her shoulders are really sharp, and sometimes they show a bulge in her area, her private area. Mm-hmm. They're like, yo, this is proof, 100% proof that she has a bulge and she has a cock. That's Michael.
Yo, human to human, man, that's a terrible thing for that to be heard.
So there's actually even more to it because there's been...
They show photos of like back then.
They're showing footage of her speaking.
Oh, she's like, oh, me and Michael.
And like saying things, they're like, what? Like, oh, like saying stuff like she was a man or something like that, or like giving hints that like she wasn't a female type things.
Damn.
So they just put it all together and they're like, yo, what's going on? On top of the fact that when Barack was in office, he was pushing the LGBT
oh my God.
narrative all over the world and going into Africa.
You can't make people happy though, because wasn't it like a few years ago they were saying that Michelle and Barack were like the ideal couple? Yo, what I don't like is like, yo, with media, yo, 1 minute you're your friend, the next they're your enemy.
Yeah.
Will Smith, Jada situation, same thing. It's like there's always gonna be something else that, yo, this person is too perfect. What is wrong with them? Like, leave them the fuck alone. If they're whatever they want to be, I don't business. Are they gonna cut me a check based on what they're doing? No. So what the situation is that if it affects you in your livelihood, that's a different thing. If it affects your bills getting paid, cool. But like, I don't care if she is or not. If he or she or whatever the situation is, because I don't want to say the pronouns are wrong or whatever. Yeah. All I want to say is that like, I don't care about that. You know what I mean? I really don't.
I didn't know about like the whole slips, but from what I know, I believe it's rooted in racism. You know what I'm saying? Like it's rooted in racism.
I don't like it, man. I don't like that the division already. Like she's been with this man became the president. Let it be, bro. Whatever the situation is, yo, he had a great run. He's gone. Whatever, man. It's not relevant.
That was a great
it's
time.
It's distraction, man.
It was a great time, though.
All that shit is distraction, though, man. There's so much other things going on. That distraction shit's killing me.
What are the other things going on?
Yo, the weird weather that we've been receiving in Ontario, for first and foremost, like what's going on in the world? Because obviously something is going on.
It's going in reverse.
Yeah, like a lot of the weather around the world, the storms and other things that are taking place right now, they don't make sense.
Well, I mean, they're saying like they control a lot of the weather that's going on.
That's their harp.
And things of that sort. They say global warming, but I don't know. It's feel colder to me in the winter. I mean, in the summer. So I don't know.
It's really cold. Like you're wearing a jacket or something. Where before it could be like a light hoodie, now you're just like you're bundling up at nighttime. It's crazy.
What do you promise your fans? What promises do you have for your fans?
I try not to promise because promises might be broken. So what I try to do is be honest to let them know that, yo, I might fuck up. I might stop. I might come back. I might not. I realize like we put so much pressure on artists to be something that they're not. Like, you're coming out to make music. If it resonates, great. But I'm a human being. I sometimes forget to lift up the seat when I piss. Sometimes I don't. You know what I mean? Sometimes I'm a great person. Sometimes I'm angry. Sometimes I'm moody. Sometimes I'm welcome and I'm warm. And that's what I can... If I was to give any sort of promise, it would be to be me unfiltered. Like, continue to make the music and continue to communicate in a healthy dialogue for my listeners to hear and grow and evolve. So that's my promise, is to evolve as a person and share that journey with you.
That's what's up. Yeah, that's what's up. I appreciate that.
Appreciate you, man.
Yo, this is the Steady Mobb podcast, episode 563 or 4, whatever. Let the people count for us. My name is the Black Mobb, having conversations with people you can't talk to and saying things you can't say. I got
Angelo Sante, you already know.
Yo, big up your brand real quick.
Beyond Great. Look out for that.
Show the shirt, bro.
Fire shirt, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
That's what's up.
All right.
And today we got
Don Von Jovi, aka Jovi. Yeah, just call me Jovi, man. Jovi.
Give them your handles and stuff.
Yeah, you can find me at Jovi's Good. That's JOVISGOOD. You can find me there. You can look me up on Spotify, Don Von Jovi, DONVONJOVI.
Oh, before we go, P. Diddy, his verdict is this week. Mm-hmm. Is he walking or is he sitting down?
Honestly, there's a possibility of him sitting down, but not for the extended period or the RICO charge. There's still certain things that I guess possession of, because he was in possession of a firearm and with the drugs. So there's still some sort of potential possibility that he may sit down for a little bit of time.
What about you?
I'll say they're definitely gonna make him sit down for a little bit just to make a point. But I feel like he's, I feel like, yeah, whatever, he's freaky, whatever, but I don't think he did anything too crazy. Of course, he did put his hands on a woman, which is not right, but I don't think anything beyond that extent did he go too crazy for. So, and he helps elevate the economy in the country. So if you think about it, like, is he worth more inside or is he worth more outside? So they're going to also, in a capitalistic country, you know what they're going to do.
I always thought the RICO was about making money, man. So when that situation came about, I thought it was like when they brought that argument into the case that he was trying to make some form of money or something with it. Because most cases in America, when they bring the RICO, it's because people were trying to profit and make exorbitant amounts of money off of selling drugs or selling women or whatever. And it wasn't like that. So when you get the facts straight, it's like they just pried into this man's private life. You know what I mean?
It's crazy.
Yeah, that's pretty much what happened.
Like, I don't need to know what he's doing with escorts and shit. I don't need to know that shit.
Yeah. I feel bad for his children.
Yeah, imagine that. Imagine you being little girls listening to that shit, or the boy,
or going back to school and getting made fun of because your pops did something. You know what I mean?
Your dad's a freak.
I mean, I think they're lucky enough to be now all adults, so they don't really have to necessarily deal with like that little kiddie type of behavior. Like everybody's growing to the level where I mean, of course, you're gonna have.
What about his daughters? How old is? I
thought they're like 17, 18.
Yeah, like they're about to finish high school still, so they could still deal with that. And they're female, so like.
Yeah.
The fact is, like, he did this to females. So, like, that's another thing that, hopefully he has that dialogue with them because he's still their father.
Yeah.
Man, scary times. Everybody be safe, stay safe, and stay dangerous.
Be you, man.
Peace.
That's right. One.